Well, happy to get the win. Obviously, it was a little bit of a sloppy game from a defensive standpoint. We walked too many guys there. I think we had 5 walks, but all in all, we did what we needed to do to win the game, which is what I told the guys. If you look at the game, they're not always going to be pretty. Shoot, we've won championships before where we made a bunch of errors in the game. We still won it, and nobody complained about that. So the end of the day, we've been playing better defense, but today wasn't that wasn't that day. But our guys just somehow find a way to get it done. That team, it's hard to believe they're 16 and 34 team. Um, you know, to me, I think they're a better team than that. Can't explain that. They probably can explain it better, but Bethune's always been a good program, and they gave us all that we can handle, and just fortunate and glad we fought back there and got some hits and swung the bats.
During that game, obviously, you mentioned the defense. That was
Yeah.
a little lackluster. What were you telling the guys to keep them in there to run
Didn't
the
say
ball?
anything, on the defensive side. I mean, we had, let's see, I mean, if to go through the errors there, I mean, at the end, Gabe, not getting, I haven't even, you know what, guys, it's late, so we want to get our guys out of here. I didn't even go over the game. I just congratulate him. We'll talk more about it tomorrow, but I'm just starting to think of the errors. Gabe made an error, I believe that's an error at the end of the game there in the outfield that just didn't get around the ball. It's lackadaisical, not focused, concentrated, bobbled it, he short hopped him, and he bobbled it, and then airmailed the throw, but he wouldn't have got the guy anyways. I know we had a communication issue with Dell and the pitcher. That's Dell's ball. Down the line there, Dell's coming after it. Nobody talked, no communication. Slade grabs it, turns to throw, and throws it over the runner where Dell was moving through the ball, through to his target. It would have been a much easier play for him on that. And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting all the errors, but at the end of the day, I did not, Josh, say anything to our guys. You just got to keep playing. You got to turn the page and keep playing. It's something we'll work on and fix and do a better job of. So, yeah.
What is it about this team? It happened last night, too, that when the other team scores, they don't get down on themselves and they're able to rally pretty much that next inning and give it a response.
Yeah, we've done a good job. And they, had a few miscues, on some balls they didn't catch, and we capitalized on them. But they scored 2 in the third. We scored 4. I know in the last night, I think it was the same thing. And then, they scored 4 in the 6th was their big inning. We still came back and got a run. But it just says that, the guys aren't going to bury themselves. I think, the different vibe on the team this year, certainly one of them, there's a lot of them, but one of them is that we feel like we can score runs. And that's a good feeling to have as a team when you make mistakes, when you make errors, you walk guys, you give up a 3-run home run to a guy that doesn't hit home runs, that's hitting 060 something. There's no panic in there. It's, just, all right, you're just going to have to find a way to score more runs and keep swinging the bats. We're not done scoring. There's still a lot of game left, which there was. And so that's kind of the feeling you get in the dugout anyways.
Another great game for Dell before the season. You said he might be the best freshman hitter that
Yeah.
UM's had in a long time.
Yeah.
It seems like he just continues to improve.
I look like I know what I'm talking about, right? Pretty easy on that one. Not too tough to coach a guy like that. Best thing I do is just get out of his way and let him play, because that guy just does everything right, albeit he made some mistakes catching tonight. But from an offensive standpoint, he's just a great hitter. They caught that one there. I know they hit a fly ball they misplayed, but they misplayed it. It's a hit. Those are hits for everybody. That last ball, I actually was yelling to Lala, come on, and that's a tough one. In hindsight, you wish he was back tagging because there's nobody out. But it wasn't a fly ball. It was a bullet line drive in the gap, and the guy ran a long way to get it. So I'm sitting there saying, come on. And that's why we got all tied up there, and he didn't tag. But guy made a great play. He had 5 hits. And I just heard Lopes in the dugout, in the locker room just now before I came up, says, what's crazy? Del Castillo told me before the game he's going to get 5 hits. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's amazing. But the kid's just, he's a machine. He's just an absolute machine. He's a hitting machine. His swing is so efficient, it's hard for him not to hit the ball hard. It just stays on the plane for so long. It's such a flat swing, and he's got a quick bat. And he's a tough guy. He's a tough-minded guy. He's got all the attributes to be one of our all-time great hitters.
Is there something in particular he does with guys on base? I know his RBI numbers are high.
Yeah.
This year, is there something in particular that he...
No, I think whether they're on base or not, I know him hitting with guys on base is better than with nobody on base. But you know, and just in general, I think like I said, his swing is so efficient. It's hard for him not to hit the ball hard. But I don't think. I mean, you'd have to ask him. I'm sure maybe deep down he's bearing down a little bit more. He's licking his chops when he sees he's got guys in scoring position. But I mean, I don't recall him ever really not hitting in any situation. Guys on, not on. He just hits.
It seems like Slade every few outings, he runs into one inning and he
Yeah.
just can't get out. Is it something mental that he has to get over? It's just kind of learning as a
Well, in fairness, that inning we made a couple errors. So, and he's still got to get out of it. You know, it's amazing you say that because you're absolutely right. And he was moving along good there, and his his line seems to be no walks, 9 strikeouts. Every pitcher would take that, and he did it in just 5 2/3. But pitches got up there in that inning. He ended up throwing, I think, 20, 22 pitches in that one inning. It was ended up with 90. Because I'm sitting there thinking, geez, he's gonna get 7 out of him the way he was moving along. And then, you know, I can't remember that full inning because there's 8, 9 hitters that came up, but I do remember there was a couple errors. One being that play that I mentioned on the communication thing, and then we made another error too in that inning. But he's got to fight through it. He's got to fight through it, and he will. He will. But yeah, it's been kind of his bugaboo for a while now. It's just one inning that we can't. It's the big inning that just gets away from us.
The season he's had for you guys, starts midweek, and then now he's reliable on the
Yeah.
weekend and getting these starts. Just what have you seen from him? Just and how important has he been for you guys?
Well, he's got to be growing up very quickly. I mean, I think his first weekend start, if I'm not mistaken, was against Louisville, against arguably one of the best pitchers in the country. And you know, he held his own. He gained a lot of experience. Then he came back and threw another one again against the ace against Virginia Tech, in which we won that game. And that guy might have been as good a lefty as we've seen all year. And here he has another one, you know, and he kind of goes with unsaid here. Again, here we got another W without our 2 top pitchers, without Zamora in the lineup. Amazing. You know, Slade throws tonight, and again, albeit he couldn't get through that one inning, but he's gaining a lot of experience for sure, and I think it certainly helps us in the long run. Hopefully, when we get all these guys back, it just gives us that much more depth.
We talked last week, and you thought maybe that the 2 starters would be back next weekend. Are you
Yeah.
still hopeful for that?
We're hopeful for one of them to be back. They both they didn't start throwing at the same time. Yeah, Chris was ahead of him because remember, Chris went down before Evan, so his rest allowed him to start throwing earlier. So we're hoping that Chris will throw possibly Monday, Wake Forest. We play them on a Monday, and then Evan's first outing would be possibly on a Friday against Duke. So that's what our short-term, long-term, whatever goal is, to have them prepared for that. Now, there could be a hiccup along the way that changes that, but if everything goes good and smooth, that's what will happen.
Timeline, is Chris about to do a bullpen?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's doing one tomorrow, and he might do one. He's going to do one more before the start on Monday. Evan's first bullpen will be at Wake Forest. I'm forgetting which day, but it'll be one of the days while we're out there at Wake Forest. And then he'll do another one, and then, of course, Friday against Duke. That's the plan, to try to get him 2 bullpen sessions before they throw.
And Freddie, too, hopeful that he'll be...
Who's that?
Freddie.
Freddie had a good day today, so in terms of his arm strength, he's been getting fatigued very quickly when he's doing his rehab in his shoulder, so it's taken a little longer for us. His shoulder's just weak. He hasn't, unfortunately, done the maintenance that he needed to do after he got the injection back in January, so he's trying to catch up. And today was a good day. Finally, I think the words I heard was that he felt strong today with our trainer, HR, and so there is no time of when he'll be back. I think tomorrow we're going to try to get him to swing for the first time, albeit it'll be very light. That'll be kind of a sign of where he's at from that standpoint. So yeah, hopefully we'll get him back at some point here before we end the regular season.
It'll be in the cages before you guys play? Or
Tomorrow?
be on-
Yeah, it'll be with our trainer in the cages. It won't be on the field. It'll be light stuff in the cages, yeah.
Anything else?
Good? Okay, thank you guys. Okay. Thanks. Okay.